I think people think they need to know exactly what they're going to do from the get-go. And I'm a great example of someone who like fumbled about a lot in my early 20s, and it's still okay. I majored in philosophy, which is arguably one of the most useless majors you can have. I say that in a self-deprecating way. Of course, you learn how to think, et cetera, but it's not very useful. I didn't know how to use Excel when I graduated. And all I wanted was to live in New York because my dad had lived in New York and I grew up with like New York pictures all over Brazil. And I just wanted that experience, but I applied to 100 jobs and didn't get any of them. And then finally, I got an internship and I was the only intern who had already graduated. So I was like the loser, older intern at the company. And things didn't go quite swimmingly. For starters, my boss was a heroin addict at the time. So we became great friends and I knew there was something off. And one day I confronted her. So she finally admitted it to me. And then we ended up going to Narcotics Anonymous together and they asked me to take over for her responsibilities while she was out. And so that was one way in which I grew because I had to do the job of my boss very quickly. And then my new boss there had just been promoted from head of HR to head of social media, as is very normal. So this person didn't quite know what was going on. It was just really tough. I cried in the bathroom a lot. And then I had a couple of other experiences that just didn't quite work out. And I kept losing my right to be in the United States because I'm Brazilian and I needed a visa. And I just decided, you know what? Having a career is not for me. I think that this whole like climbing a ladder thing is really stupid. I studied philosophy. I want like meaning in life. And I'm just not going to do this anymore. So I left New York when I was 24 / had to leave New York when I was 24. And I went back home to Brazil and thought like, okay, well, I'm going to sign up for WOOF, the World Organization of Organic Farms, where you go and you live in farms all over the world and you get to sleep and eat there. And in exchange, you work for them. And so I was like, I'm going to work with animals and out in the land. And this is now my life. And I bought a round the world ticket with the money that I had and bought all of this stuff. And things really changed when Tumblr hired me. So it was like, now when I talk about my career, I'm like, yes, I helped Tumblr grow. And then I helped Duolingo grow. And I worked for my Bloomer presidential campaign. And now I started a company that's backed by Andreessen Horowitz. And it sounds really impressive, but most people sort of cut out these like B-sides to their history. And I kind of have fun highlighting them.